Las Vegas showgirl,
a former NFL cheerleader, Debbie Flores-Narvaez,
has been missing.
She misses dance practice at the world-famous Luxor Hotel and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip.
Her car was found off of Carey and Lamb with the license plates missing.
Can't make anything of this right now. It's not her.
The 31-year-old Narvaez was a dancer in the fantasy show at the Luxor.
This was her life. This is what she does, is dancing, and she left her career to follow her dream.
Debbie had had a career in finance. She moved to Vegas to dance and had just been given a dance solo in the Luxor show Fantasy, something her sister says was a big deal for her.
It's not her to go missing. It's not her to go take a small vacation like this.
I'm Jean Casares of In Session on the True TV network, in for Nancy Grace tonight. Do you know how many people would absolutely give their right arm to be an NFL cheerleader? She made it. She did it. She had a dream to dance. And she went to Las Vegas, and she became that Las Vegas showgirl. She was supposed to go to rehearsal on Sunday night. She never made it. I want to go out to Alexis Tereszczuk, reporter with Radar Online. Start from the beginning right now, because she didn't make that rehearsal at the Luxor Hotel last Sunday, correct?
You're absolutely right, Jean. It was December 12th. There were 2 rehearsals that night. She went to one, she left, she went to her ex-boyfriend's house, was there for just a short while, left, was apparently on her way back to the rehearsal, never made it. This really raised a flag with her bosses. She's reliable, she's always on time. As you said, she has a new solo. It's a promotion for her, everything that she's been working for. She didn't show up at home. Her roommates finally called the police to report her missing. Her car was found abandoned. It's been over 7 days now, no sign of her whatsoever, and the police are finally speaking out and talking about things people can do to help if anybody's seen her, if anybody's heard from her. Apparently nobody has in over a week.
And her car was abandoned. It was found in an abandoned location in North Las Vegas. To John Schaefer, program director of News Talk 720 KDWN. You know, John, I looked up the Luxor, and you know, if you want to go to this show at the Luxor, it's $69 a head. It's expensive. This is a production with a lead vocalist, there's a comedian, and then you've got all the musical numbers involved in this. She was last seen at the ex-boyfriend's house, but yet police are saying he's cooperating.
That's correct, and you're right about the show. It is a big-time show on the Las Vegas Strip. It's not a little production. It is something that she should and is very proud of being a part of. Getting that solo that she was rehearsing for, but not showing up at rehearsal. As you said, the ex-boyfriend, Blue Griffith, he is cooperating with police. Police have not said that he's a suspect because he's cooperating. In fact, he even said he's worried about her. He's trying to not let his emotions show. But he did say that she left his apartment that Sunday night right before she vanished, that he did see her alive, and then no one has heard from her since.
Never seen again. We want to show everybody, this is video from Google of Debbie Flores-Narvaez dancing in the Luxor Casino's fantasy show. And with us tonight, exclusively, primetime exclusive, is the sister of Debbie Flores-Narvaez. Celeste is here with us tonight. Celeste, thank you for your strength. We want the word out. We want everyone to see what your sister, your beautiful sister, looks like, to bring her back home to you, Celeste. Have you spoken with her ex-boyfriend at all, and what has he said to you?
I spoke to him on Wednesday when I found out about this. I haven't spoken to him since.
And what did he say?
He did confirm to me that she did come by. They talked for a brief moment, and apparently she was going to go back to her roommates and then to rehearsal.
Did he say that they had had an argument, or what did they talk about? Why did she even go there?
He just told me that she missed the family, that she wanted to basically she was upset about family, I guess, because of the holidays. We weren't going to be able to be together because she was working throughout the holidays. That's pretty much it. He didn't say anything else. He did say that she did sit in the car for a couple minutes before she left, and apparently she got on the phone, and that's pretty much it.
So it sounds like to me, Celeste, she was lonely.
She could have been. She could have been. but she does have a tight-knit family here in Las Vegas. Her friends and all these dancers out here, it's a group of them, and it's a family type of group because they all have worked together or know each other through somebody else. It is a very good connection. This was her family away from home. I confirmed and talked to another one of her good friends out here who welcomed her to come with her for the holidays, and she accepted.
Celeste, I know you're in Las Vegas now. You are staying there until your sister is found. She is so beautiful. And when I think about dreams, people try for things, but your sister achieved. I mean, an NFL cheerleader, and she stayed in school at the same time. That is quite a role model there. What was she like?
Oh, if she wanted it, she was going to get it. There was no stopping her. She always accomplished everything. She is really organized. I mean, to the point where she's immaculately organized and neat and clean. She's a perfectionist, but at the same time, she is goofy. She is funny. She will not let you cry or be down. And no matter what it was, if she could be there for you, she would be. I have talked to a lot of her friends out here that have told me many stories of what she has done for them. And I was just, amazed because that is Debbie. Debbie would make sure that she would give you her jacket off her back, even if it was below 0 degrees and you needed it.
Wow. Yeah. Let's go to the callers. Catherine in Louisiana. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Jean. How you doing this evening?
I'm fine. Thank you for calling.
Everyone's always talking about how ex-boyfriends or boyfriends are usually the suspect. With her being in show business like that, I wonder if the cops have ever considered like a jealous female that's trying out for the same thing she's doing, that's wanting to do the same thing she's doing.
That's a good question. Catherine, one of her friends did say that Debbie was concerned about obsessive fans. So that is very interesting right there. To Leslie Austin, psychotherapist, joining us tonight out of New York. An obsessed fan. I mean, there's someone on the big stage and you're watching. That can be an issue with a lot of people that are in the spotlight.
It sure can, particularly in a show like the one at the Luxor at Las Vegas. It's very provocative, it's very sexual, it's very vibrant, and especially if she was a wonderful performer, there are a lot of people who have all kinds of fantasies and project onto those performers. They don't know they're not relating to the real person, they're relating to a performer. And my concern here is much more about a stalker and obsessed fan who caught her by surprise. She doesn't sound like the kind of person who would suddenly disappear or do something erratic. She planned, she accomplished. So my concern is that she was stalked or caught off guard and just didn't know what happened. And that's a very big concern.
And Dr. Leslie Austin, listen to this. After the show, there is normally a meet and greet. So if you're in the audience, you can actually meet the showgirls of Las Vegas in that show, which gives that personal contact.
Right, and it's not just showgirls and dancers, although they're particularly susceptible to that because they're being so sexual. Look what happened to John Lennon with David Chapman, who was obsessed with him and shook his hand and got an autograph. That kind of personal contact can be very risky, especially with those performers who are projecting a very sexual image. And again, many people see those performers and don't realize that they're not dealing with the real person, they're dealing with a performance. And they may want more contact than is appropriate.
And now we are dealing with a forensic investigation. Dr.
Yes.
Poncelli Dar, doctor of internal medicine, author of Before the Scalpel, joining us out of New York. Dr. Dar, when you look at the forensics and the investigation now as they comb and get samples from that car, how will they match that to her DNA? Because they did get her DNA from her toothbrush and other items out of her apartment.
Well, you're assuming that the car is part of a crime scene. It may or may not be. So, of course, her DNA is going to be in the car. She was driving the car. They're going to send it off to a lab, do a DNA analysis, and match it to her. But they can also find the perpetrator's DNA in there if there was violence, like blood, semen, and send that DNA to a national DNA database to see if it matches a violent suspect that's been a convicted felon in the past.
Debbie Flores-Narvaez is missing.
I can't think about getting upset about it or being emotional about it.
Celeste Flores-Narvaez tells us police are looking through phone records and retracing her sister's steps.